Hello guys, welcome on back to another Monster Hunter Wilds tutorial, and today we are talking about the charge blade weapon. Now I can agree that this weapon looks more technical than other weapons to start with, but it is not at all difficult if you know what you're doing with this weapon. So let's get into the details of it. First thing that I want to explain are the icons below the weapon's sharpness in the top left corner. As you can see, there are 4 icons: sword, shield, axe and files. These icons symbolize your sword, your shield and the axe that you can transform into using this sword and shield, and then the files are for storing the sword's energy. Now the purpose of this weapon is actually to keep sword, shield, axe and files charged all the time so that you get all the buffs and you can deal the most damage to the monsters while in charge state. Now the next question would be, how do you charge them? So now let's get into it. Now you have the sword with your charge blade and you can do simple attacks with it, which is triangle, triangle, triangle. Now this is a basic attack which can give you some sword energy, but the real energy is gained through the circle attacks. So you hold the circle button, your weapon glows. As soon as it glows, you release it and then you follow it up with triangle attacks. With this you are charging your sword. As you can see, it is glowing. As soon as it becomes of this color, your attacks will deflect from monsters, which means your sword is charged, or you can say your sword has gained energy which you need to store in files. Now the way to store this energy in files is by pressing the R2 and circle button. You press R2 and circle and that's it. Sword energy that you gained after attacking the monster is stored into the files. Having the files charged is good. Your attacks are boosted, but you also need to charge your shield, sword and axe. So what you can do is, using the charge in your files, you can also charge your shield. So the way you would do is, once your files are charged, you will press R2 and circle, the same buttons that you use to charge your files, but instead of releasing the circle, you will press and hold down onto it. So you press and hold down onto the circle button and you will execute what is called element boost, and this will charge your shield. And now the shield is charged. It took all the charges from your files and now your shield is good and ready to go. Next is your sword. Once you have charged the shield, you can also charge your sword, and the way you charge is again by pressing the R2 and circle button, and instead now you press and hold down on the triangle button to charge your sword. And once your sword is charged, you can normal attacks do additional damage, as you can see. Now let's attack again with the sword and get the charges like this. And now that it is charged, we'll store the charge into the files. Now the files are charged. Now let me show you how to overcharge the files. We'll attack here with the sword and we'll keep on attacking. Once the sword is fully charged, we'll store the charge. Similarly, we'll rinse and repeat the same process. We'll do this attack and charge the. Now it is charged, we'll store it again, and now you see the bottles, the files are actually sparkly, and this is how you would know that they are overcharged. And keeping this 3 state should be the bread and butter of using the charge blade, so that we can do as much damage as possible. We haven't talked about the X icon. So the X is charged by, or you can say power X mode is actually attained by multiple of ways. For one such way is actually attacking the wound of an enemy. For example, if I attack a wound, we will actually now enter into something called X mode, and we will also get our X charged with this attack. So this is one way to charge your X. The sword, shield, X and the files are all the things that you need to keep all of them charged and to do as much damage to the monster as possible. Now there are multiple ways to charge your X, or you can say to enter into power X mode. The one way was to attack the wound. The other way is to perfect guard and then do a triangle to enter into the power X mode. With that all being said, now that you understand what are files, how to charge them, how to charge the shield with the files, then how to charge your sword, and then how to enter into the power X mode. And now let's talk about the attacks that you could do with the sword and the X. So we have 2 modes, the X mode and the sword mode. By default you would start in sword mode, and the way you would switch to X mode is by pressing R2 and triangle. So that is how you enter the X mode. you press R2 again and then you will go back to your sword mode. Now in sword mode you have access to basic attacks, triangle attacks, which are these. But your bread and butter attack should be the charge double slash, which is you press down the circle button and as soon as weapon glows you release the button. This can be followed up with a triangle attack. So this is your charge double slash and the round slash. This will give you the most energy into your sword. Now we have something called forward slash, which is executed by pressing the triangle and circle button. This can be followed with another triangle and circle button to do the shield thrust. While in sword mode you can guard the enemy or monster attacks by pressing the R2 button. You can also do a perfect guard. So you do a perfect guard as the monster attack is about to hit you, press R2. So that is your perfect guard. Now once you do the perfect guard with this weapon, you can follow up with the triangle button, which is also called the Savage X mode. Savage X slash, and as you can see it charged RX. The charge blade also has some very good maneuverability. So you in the middle of the combo you can always use a left stick to move around by pressing the circle button along with it. So triangle and then circle to do a fade slash. It will cover a very good distance and you also get to attack the enemy. So this is a very good weapon to actually control the battlefield. We have already talked about how to charge the shield, how to charge your files and how to charge your sword. Now let's go into the X mode to see some basic attacks while we are into the X mode. To switch into the X mode we need to press R2 and triangle, and now we are in the X mode. Similar to sword mode we have some basic attacks using the triangle. So this is called rising slash and followed by overhead slash, and then you can actually use the left trigger and triangle button to combo it into the X dash slam. So triangle for dash slam, rising slash and dash slam. This is your basic combo with the X. Now next combo is done through the circle button, but for that you need charges in your files. So let's first get that. So now that you have charges in the files, you can use the circle button attack with the X, which is element discharge 1, then element discharge 2, and then element discharge, which is an awesome combo, but it uses the charges in your files. Now the next attack we have is the amped element discharge, which is executed by pressing the triangle and circle button together in X mode. So let's get into the X mode and then press the triangle and circle button to get the amped element discharge. As you can see, it uses the charges in the file to execute this attack. This attack can be followed by a circle button, and it can even then be followed by a triangle and a circle button press to execute the super amped element discharge. Now the third attack in this combo can only be executed if your shield is charged. Now that our shield is charged, we can do triangle circle for element discharge, then element follow up, and then super amped element discharge, and it will consume your files charge, by the way. And that's all the basic attacks for the X mode. You can go back to the sword mode by pressing the R2 button. Now let's take a look at the combos. Now let's talk about the basic sword combo. So the way you would start is by doing a forward slash, then triangle, triangle, and then triangle and circle to do the shield thrust. This is your basic attack. But instead of doing this, a better attack would be to again start with forward slash, but instead of doing the triangle attack, do the circle charge, then followed by a triangle, and then do the shield thrust. This will actually give you a lot of sword energy, so to charge your files. So triangle, circle, forward slash, then charge your blade, then triangle, and then the shield thrust. This should be your basic sword combo. Now the next combo that we have is the element boost combo, which can be used to charge your shield mid combo. So there is a combo to charge your shield, charge the blade, then charge your shield, and then press triangle and circle for shield thrust. a combo basically to get your shield charged while attacking the monster. So the next combo that we have is the most powerful combo in the charge blade. It's called 3 file element discharge combo. So the way you would execute this combo is to get to a shield thrust. After that shield thrust, you can execute this combo by doing the triangle circle for the emmed element discharge, then pressing the circle for the follow up, and then pressing the triangle and circle button to do super emmed element discharge. You cannot do super emmed element discharge if your shield is not charged. So let us start with the basic combo because that ends with a shield thrust, and after the shield thrust we can execute this combo. Forward slash, charge the blade, do the circle, then shield thrust, then press triangle to do the emmed discharge, then circle, and then the super emmed element discharge. So you can actually execute super emmed element discharge without executing a combo before it. This can be done after doing a guard with the shield. For example, if you guard and you have the charge in your shield, you can press triangle and circle to do super emmed element discharge. Now we have covered all the combos. Let me also show you that X mode attacks are enhanced when the X goes into power X mode. Alright, so let's enter into the power X mode by doing the focus strike. Now as you can see, our X is in power X mode. Now when you attack a monster with power X mode, you can actually press the circle button or the triangle and circle button continuously to actually do additional attacks during the normal attack with the X mode. So let's do the 3 file element discharge combo and show you what I am talking about. As you can see multiple hits that are going in. And that's it, that's all there is to the charged blades. Now let me show you how to use this weapon in the real hunt against the Chatacabra.
There! That's our target!
Now let's jump and attack the monster. Oh my god, that's not what I wanted. Alright, let's get started. So we should focus on charging our energy with these attacks. Now that it is charged, store the energy in the shield. Now do the same thing again. Get behind him and do the damage. Do the charge attack and then store the charge in the shield again, so you can charge the shield 2 times. Charge it. Now actually what we can do is charge our sword as well from the shield, and then we can continue charging our files. Let's do this. We have opened up a wound which will be useful for going into power X mode.
That's one furious foe.
And we are now going to go into power X mode, which is beautiful. And now we can do our combo. Actually we can combo from the X mode, sorry, sword mode. So forward slash, charge, then triangle, shield thrust, and then discharge, follow up, and do this. Beautiful, look at that, look at the damage we are doing. Do this attack again. Now we can actually do this. Now let's charge our files again because we ran out of files, so which can be useful while in our charge X mode. We can also charge our sword. Keep on damaging. So now that we are charged, let's do the attack. Let's do our combo. Amped, follow up, and then super amped elemental, yeah baby. And that's how you make fun of this monster. Transfer the charge to shield, transfer the charge to sword. Oh my god, the guy is getting relentless. Let's use this opportunity to charge it. It's taking some time, but finally we have it. Now let's damage this monster. Then we have lost the X mode, so we attack the wound to get into the X mode. And now let's get ready into the sword mode to get charge.
Make sure to grab anything a monster leaves
We get that. He is already running and taking a lot of damage, guys. I can actually take care of the weapon sharpness while we are running behind him. Charge it. Now let's drop the boulder on him. Where is it? Where is the droppable boulder? This guy is coming. We can drop it now. Can we? No, we didn't catch it. Anyway, he's going directly into the vines, so and we have it, and we have a jump start as well.
Excellent use of the terrain.
Now let's execute our sword combo. Good time to execute it. Look at that, beautiful damage. Charge the files again. Actually, we can use this to do the. Look at that, beautiful. Charge our shield, we lost that. Then charge our sword. And now we can do this attack.
Now's our chance.
And he is dead. So that's how you play with charged blade. You charge the files, then you charge the shield, then you charge the sword, and then go into power X mode to obliterate all the monsters. And that's it for today's video, guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.